focus. Focus. So I think the focus is okay. Let's see if that works. Does that work? There it goes. There you go. Okay. Hi. This is going to be a quick and fairly succinct scope for a dear friend of mine. If you know me, you may know some of my friends, and this particular friend know a lot of people. Rafael was a friend who I had met occasionally over many years. But every time we met, let me just back up. I just saw a news feed this morning on Facebook about my friend Rafael was in a van in Egypt with a bunch of other Mexican nationals on a tour and just on a journey. I'm doing okay, but I'm sharing about a friend of mine who passed away. So I'm sharing that now. So please bear with me. I'll do my regular scopes in a minute. I just want to get out of the way first because this has been on my mind today. Rafael was a friend of mine. And I say was because he was killed overnight, or I should say yesterday or today. I got a notification on my news feed that he was with a bunch of, I think there were 12 of them, 10 of them, Mexican nationals on tour in Egypt, and the Egyptian military mistook them for terrorists and shot all of them. 2 of them, including Rafael, were killed. The rest were injured and in hospital. There's a big inquiry going on because it shouldn't have happened. That's not what I want to talk about. But what I do want to talk about is Rafael. I joked about the rubber chickens because this little thing was one of his gifts. No, well, he was a Mexican national and had a U.S. citizenship. He was a shaman, and he and I were basically. It was like when we'd ever see each other, even though it's very rarely because we see each other at events mostly. It was like long lost brothers, always heart-filled and joyful, and I loved meeting him. We didn't hang out much. It wasn't about that. It was just that immediate like brotherhood, connection. And he was a master didgeridoo player and such a powerful show. Thank you for telling me that. If you're not listening to this scope, don't bother following me. I really want this is a heartfelt share right now, so I'll keep it like that. So, and these were little things he gave out in his when we started teaching, and it was such a goofy thing, but it reminded me of his heart, his humor, his joy, his love of life, and his talent. He was such a wonderful man in so many ways. I called him brother because we were basically in different circles at times, but we come across each other, and I just loved it. His didgeridoo playing with percussion, he was just so good at that, but also his heart, his joyful heart, his caring, his sharing were such things I valued. And now, of course, I wish I spent more time with him. And now I wish I got to hang out with him because I really appreciated who he was. I saw him at so many different events we crossed paths with. We were working out or serving or something else. And he would come lugging in with his big didgeridoos. He got these big, beautiful, polished didgeridoos with like percussion instruments, everything else. But every time we saw each other and locked eyes, it was just like brothers. It was heartfelt connection, joyful love, friendship. And that's the thing I'm going to miss most. I haven't lost many people in my life, really. Apart from I lost my mother a few years ago. But in terms of friends, I haven't lost that many, for which I'm very grateful. Rafael was one of the few who I could have known better, absolutely. But it made me realize how valuable friends are, and how important it is to have good friends. So I guess the thing I want to say, by the way, if I remember what the story is about, because to be honest, I'm not sure the memory of why we have these rubber chickens. I think it was something about flexibility, about not taking yourself too seriously. Something about chicken shit was one of the things he talked about. It was just very funny in his talk, but this was my memory of him. And you can see it in the screen, he hand painted a heart on every single one of the ones he gave out to us. He was that kind of goofy guy. So I just want to say I'm going to miss you, Rafael. I wish I spent more time with you. I appreciate what you bring and brought to the world. I'm glad that our recordings of you, both on CD and on Facebook and videos and everything else, to hear your magic. I just posted a video today off somebody else's wall of him playing didgeridoo to bless the space, and it's just his style. So if you want to get a sense of who he is, watch that video. If you remember him, and I'm going to share this with friends who do know him so they can watch my bare bones testimonial, endorsement, tribute to him. I would say this to you anyway. Value you people you love. reach out to them, say hi. You don't know when you're not going to see them again. I had no idea he was even in Egypt. I know he's been to Egypt before. He loves that place. Loved that place. But to be in a situation where they were confused to be ISIS by Egyptian security forces and were killed, it's just mind-blowing. So I just want to say to value your friendships, value who you love, and tell them you care. I missed the opportunity to say that to him again. So it's kind of a tribute to Rafael, a friend of mine. You can go back and watch the scope again from the beginning if you want. To be honest, I don't remember his last name half the time because it was always Rafael. That's who he was. We didn't need last names. He knew me as Barry, I knew him as Rafael, and we were brothers. Not the most joy-filled type scope today. I'm going to do my other ones shortly, so if you're going to watch my love scope and my Perry tips, I'll have those shortly, but this is just personal to share as a tribute and an honor to him. I said at the beginning, I'll say it again now. He was in Egypt with, there were 12 of them, I believe. 10 of them? 12 of them, Mexican nationals on tour, traveling around. I think it was just a vacation trip. And the Egyptian security forces mistook them for terrorists and shot up the van they were in. And he and another guy were killed. The rest were injured, but he was killed. And it was a shame. It was so senseless. And there's going to be, the Mexican government, the Egyptian government, to investigate and everything else. No, don't say that. It was something about the mistakes that happened. And I don't want to judge or slam anybody. The Egyptian government and the Mexican government are going to talk about what happened and try and figure it out. Bottom line is, this happens a lot because we're not at peace. So don't blame the Egyptians. I don't want to, and I'm Jewish, so I have an Israeli, well, not Israeli, but I have a certain kinship to that part of the world as well. But the thing for me about this whole story, one is the tribute and respect to people you've lost. Well, I haven't seen anything yet. This only happened today. It's very recent. That's why I'm just talking now. So I will look online and see what I can find out. If you want to check it out too, there's a new article. It's on ABC News and everything else because this was a very big thing that happened that shouldn't have happened. So that's the worst part. And the reminder is that we have spent too much time in this desire to kill each other and at wars. This is just another reminder. And it's the first time it's hit me personally to somebody I know. So that's why I'm saying this. So it's not about fucking anybody, you know. It's about being willing to see a change and make a change. And again, as I said earlier, the people you love, the people you care about, make sure you connect with them and tell them that. You never know. You never know when. Sorry, I'm getting interesting messages coming up. I forgot to do not disturb. Oh well, that's a reminder. I'll do the Perry tips. I needed one today. So I'll do my regular scopes shortly. I need to take a break after this, but I want to just put this out because I've been sitting with this all day and I want to share it, and Periscope is a way to express it out into the world. So I just want to say that I miss him, and kind of sad that he got taken out. My spiritual philosophy and understanding is about transcendence and evolving beyond the physical. It doesn't make it any easier to miss someone personally who's gone now. I was just watching a video of him playing a didgeridoo, and it was just bittersweet because I remember how beautifully he played and how powerful the feeling was to be in the room with him with that. That vibration was incredible. And so that's why I'm doing this scope, just to say, Rafael, I miss you. I thank you for what you touched in my life and all the lives you touched, because you were a very well-loved man in so many ways, in so many parts of the world. In America and in Mexico and in Egypt, he was there before. So I'm just saying, thank you. Yeah, that's all. I'm going to miss you, and I can feel your presence already. I know you're around, many of us, sending love, because that's who you were. You were such a shamanistic, bright light. You brought such beauty to the world. So get out there and love your friends. Don't neglect them. Okay? And don't be a chicken shit. That was one of his teachings. Play big, play real. Show your heart, show your joy. And be honest with your feelings. That's why I'm doing this. Okay. I'm going to spend a few minutes getting sorted out and get changed, and I'll do a proper scope. Probably about 20 minutes if you want to join me for my love scope, followed by the Perry tips. Thanks for watching this one. If you want to share it with your friends, please do. This one is just an ad hoc because it was what came up today. I'll do my regular scopes once I get refreshed. So thanks for watching. Thanks for those few hearts. I appreciate it. And take care of yourselves, please. If you're friends of mine out there, I love you. All right, my friends. Take care of yourselves, and I'll be back shortly with a regular Love Scoop. Bye.